Oh, okay, thank you. Um, so, thank you. Thank you for joining the session, and I greatly appreciate your time and your intention to join. এটা একটা সিরিজ অফ কিউ এ সেশন হবে। um, we will try to answer বেসিক যেসব মানুষজন কোশ্চেন করে। আসলে আমরা অনেক কোশ্চেনের সম্মুখীন হই যখন আমরা আমাদের ক্লায়েন্টদেরকে সাথে কথা বলি। মানুষ যখন একটা ক্যারিয়ার চেঞ্জের কথা চিন্তা করে, as all of you know, my name is Jahidul Islam. I do operate a school called Izaan School of Engineering, and I myself claim myself as a career coach or a mentor. So the primary goal of mine is to help individual to to choose a right path, right career path. So based on my experience and expertise, আমি আপনাদের প্রশ্নগুলোর উত্তর দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করব। um, এবং এটা একটা উইকলি শো, so I'll try to be here in every Saturday and talk to you guys and answer some of your questions and concerns. এটা এমন হতে পারে যে আপনি হয়তো অলরেডি প্রফেশনে আছেন, বা এমনও হতে পারে আপনি প্রফেশনে আসতে চান, টেক প্রফেশনে আসতে চান। সেই ক্ষেত্রে আপনার দুই ধরনের প্রশ্ন থাকতে পারে। আপনি যদি বেসিক্যালি টেক কেরিয়ারে আসতে চান, এক ধরনের প্রশ্ন, আর আপনি যদি টেক প্রফেশনে আসেন অ্যাডভান্সমেন্ট চান, আরেক ধরনের প্রশ্ন। সো সেই ক্ষেত্রে ইন বোথ কেসেস মেবি আমি আমার জ্ঞানের যতটুকু পরিধি আছে অতটুকু থেকে উত্তর দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করবো। আই উইল ট্রাই মাই বেস্ট টু অ্যান্সার দোজ কোশ্চেন্স. If I don't have answers, I will definitely get back, get some appropriate, answer on them, or maybe getting more expert opinion যেই সব এরিয়াতে আমার এক্সপার্টিস নাই. So if I get that type of questions, I will try to get those answers too. So let's take a fast question. Mahmoud Tian, thank you comment করার জন্যে. Do you guys train business analyst? আমরা আসলে বিজনেস অ্যানালিস্ট ট্রেন করি না। আমাদের কারেন্ট প্রোগ্রামগুলো হচ্ছে তিনটা প্রোগ্রাম আমরা অফার করি। আমরা সফটওয়্যার, আমরা ক্লাউড ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং আর ডেভঅপস ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং অফার করি, যেটা হেভিলি AWS ফোকাসড, means very much. So if someone ended up with that program, then they can become a AWS DevOps engineer or AWS cloud engineer. সো আমরা দুইটা প্রোগ্রাম অফার করি এই ব্যাপারে, একটা ফ্রেশারদের জন্য আর একটা রেগুলার ডেভঅপসদের জন্য, আর আরেকটা সফটওয়্যার কিউ ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং প্রোগ্রাম আমরা অফার করি। আনফর্চুনেটলি আমরা এখনও কোনো বিজনেস অ্যানালিস্ট প্রোগ্রাম অফার করি না। So next question is, okay, so I have received an email today. হ্যাঁ, আমি একটা ইমেল রিসিভ করেছি টুডে। এই ইমেইলে একজন আমাকে আসলে প্রশ্ন করছে যে উনি, আই উইল রিড আউট দ্যাট ইমেইল জাস্ট বিকজ এটা আমার ইমেইলে আসছে। সো আমি হয়তো মানে নামটা মেনশন করব না, বাট ইফ ইউ আর লিসেনিং ইউ ক্যান কমেন্ট অ্যাবাউট ইট, রাইট। উনি আমাকে প্রশ্ন করছে যে আই এম কারেন্টলি পারসুইং সিএস মেজর. I am also interested in CompTIA IT support courses. On the side, I am trying to get Google IT certification. I would like to know if pursuing CompTIA IT certification is worth it, given I am seeking a job upon completion. So I appreciate and thank you for asking this question. um, I am not a CompTIA certified engineer, and that's not my area of expertise, but I can simplify your query. So there are different ways of seeing the tech profession, right? There are support jobs. You can work as a support engineer or maintenance engineer. You can also work as a you know you can also work directly with software engineering team, with regards to building softwares, testing softwares, architecting applications, and things like that. So based on your area of interest, right, you can move on. CompTIA IT support, see the course itself says IT support courses, right? Google IT certifications, again, I'm not Google IT certified. Google IT certification, I hasn't done Google IT certifications, but according to my knowledge, these are can give you some support level jobs, but this cannot help you out to get core software engineering roles like DevOps engineers, cloud engineers, or QA engineers, right? So this is you need to project this way যে you need to look through your future, right? আপনি একটা প্রোগ্রাম একদিনের জন্য করবেন না, আপনার একটা ফাউন্ডেশন, সো ইউ আর ট্রাইং টু বিল্ড আ ফাউন্ডেশন যখন আপনি একটা বুট ক্যাম্পে আসতেছেন বা একটা প্রোগ্রাম করতেছেন, রাইট, ক্যারিয়ারের শুরুর দিকে। সো সেই ক্ষেত্রে আপনি আসলে আপনার সামনের দিকটা চিন্তা করতে হবে যে সামনে আপনি আসলে কোথায় যেয়ে বুঝবেন, রাইট? আপনার প্রজেক্ট করতে হবে যে আফটার 5 years, 2 years or 3 years হোয়ার ইউ আর গোয়িং টু এন্ড আপ, রাইট? যে আপনি আসলে প্রোগ্রেস কী হবে, আপনার ক্যারিয়ার গ্রোথ কী হবে, রাইট? So, in my opinion, right, if you have a CS degree and still you are looking for support jobs, IT support job, maybe you can rethink your your plan, right? You can still try to explore core software engineering path. It could be full stack engineering, it could be UI UX design, it could be backend development, it could be QA engineering, it could be DevOps engineering, right? If you can look at these are the job positions are very closely aligned or tied with software engineering system or software engineering team, right? So this is how I see the matters. হ্যাঁ, এখানে অনেকে অনেক ধরনের মতামত দিতে পারবে বা মতামত দ্বিমত থাকতে পারে, কিন্তু এনিথিং আই এম টেলিং হিয়ার, দিজ আর মাই সোল opinions based on my understanding of learning process as well based on my experience in the industry, right? So coming back to the point, right? So support jobs, if you are CS degree, you have a good at least have a good exposure on like CS theories and other stuff, right? Then why should not, like, CompTIA certificate করতে গেলেও আপনাকে টাইম ইনভেস্ট করতে হবে। It's not like you are going to get it like this way until unless you buy certificates or you get certificate by hook or by crook. If you want to really do the job, you will have to spend time. Then why you will not spend time in a more solid pathway যেখানে আপনাকে মানে your future is more bright, right? So better that you can educate yourself about it. You can find out some videos regarding details about QA engineering, DevOps engineering, and other associated roles in our YouTube and Facebook channel. YouTube channel and Facebook, izaanschool.com, Izaan Facebook/Izaan School, and then also we have a channel called YouTube, Izaan School in YouTube. You can find few videos where I previously talked about these other stuffs, right? So I hope the person who asked me questions over email, when you hear this video, you should be able to get to know more details about this. So I appreciate this type of question. Throughout the week, you can drop this type of question. End of the week on Saturday, in this question and answer session, I will try to answer your questions in a live, in these other Facebook lives. So coming back to another question, Onik Munajat Sufyan, I again appreciate that you took your time and you were listening and you were asking a question for all that. Okay, so the question is, what is the difference between DevOps engineer and CloudOps engineer? Well, good question, very good question. Okay. Now I have to sincerely acknowledge the clients I worked with. I have experience working with some good clients as of today as a cloud engineer and DevOps engineer. I hasn't worked any role called cloud ops, but there are some cloud ops. But what exactly this role does, I hasn't seen in my experience. So I have working experience with cloud engineer, solution architect, DevOps engineer, this type of activities. But cloud ops, I don't know, to be honest. So it could be something like this. The cloud engineers, there are different terminologies we use in the industry, but this will be somewhere aligned to cloud engineering. Okay. Cloud operations. So I really do not have a very pinpointed example, because see, these are very close roles and close things. I hasn't experienced with that particular role, or I hasn't interacted with someone having a job title called cloud ops. So it won't be fair for me to make that statement. Regarding DevOps engineers, is a very wide spectrum. You need to understand the term DevOps engineer itself, the spectrum is very wide. Okay, there are huge amount of technologies. একজন ইঞ্জিনিয়ারের পক্ষে এত টেকনোলজিস at one given point of time understand করা, explore করা quite tough, especially for fresher is quite impossible. যেটা 5 months or 6 months or 7 months প্রোগ্রামে আপনার এত এই হিউজ ওয়াইড স্পেকট্রামের টেকনোলজি লার্ন করাটা এটা অনেকটা দুষ্কর একটা ব্যাপার এবং অ্যাটেম্প্ট না নেওয়াটা উত্তম. সো লেট মি এক্সপ্লেইন ওয়াই আই এম সেইং ওয়াইড স্পেকট্রাম. দের আর DevOps engineering roles very much focused on on-prem activities, right? So you may have on-prem, your client or your company may have things on-prem. That means in other word, your servers, your applications, everything is on premises, not in cloud, right? So you need DevOps engineers to maintain maybe your CI/CD platforms, doing server configurations and other things. Then you need one type of expertise, right? Now, same DevOps engineer job title, going to a company where you will be heavily working on AWS or maybe Azure or maybe GCP or maybe IBM cloud, any other cloud infrastructures you are going to work on. Technology stack wise, it is different. Maybe many conceptual cases it will be same, but many service wise it is different because on-prem does not have this many services. Cloud, AWS has more than 200 major services, then they have sub services, right? So then if you are trying to get a job role as a AWS DevOps engineer, learning technologies which is very far away from AWS, GCP or Azure, that's nowhere you are going to end up with a good job, right? So again, there are job roles as a DevOps engineer, or maybe you'll be heavily relied on Kubernetes, like containerizations and other stuff, right? But on the other hand, there are DevOps roles. Your company may not be using Kubernetes, right? Your company may not be in container yet. There are companies, they are not yet in the containers, right? If you end up working as a DevOps engineer for those companies, they don't need your expertise as a Kubernetes expert, right? So they may be looking for an engineer according to their requirement, right? According to what they really want to have, right? Maybe they have cloud, maybe they have on-prem system, they have their own CI/CD system, right? There are companies. So let me just make a little bit, give me a pause here and give me one-liner statement. So DevOps engineer is a wide spectrum, right? A DevOps engineering role is a very wide spectrum. If you are trying to learn, right? If you're trying to start your career, you have to know your area of specialty you are going to achieve. If you try to learn everything from every places, the things will become very complicated and you will not gain expertise in certain things, or maybe mid-level expertise, right? So I am not an advocate of learning everything. Instead, I am advocate of learning certain things which will not surely means close, like there is a high demand of job in that area of expertise, right? So that's going to give you a kick start in your career, going to give you expertise in certain spectrum of DevOps activities, and you can establish yourself in the industry as a successful one. Remember, one thing is important here: learning something and getting a job is not important. Learning something, getting a job, making yourself expert in that field, and helping yourself surviving in that field with honor, dignity, and respect is something seriously important with regards to your job satisfaction. So don't get confused with the term DevOps engineer, AWS DevOps engineer, Cloud Ops engineers, Cloud engineers, ML Ops engineers, SecOps engineers, right? If you are fresher, if you are trying to start a job in this field, right, you have to choose your area and you have to know why you are focusing this, right? What will be the outcome of this career path, right? So okay, let me give you this example. At this point, right, in the industry, skilled cloud engineers has serious crisis. skilled DevOps engineers has serious crisis. Now there might be a DevOps engineers, but they might not have good enough experience with certain cloud, major cloud, right? Like AWS has 30% of market share. The Microsoft has around 20% of market share, right? And then other cloud services, they follows all these ratios, right? So major cloud is one of the cloud is 30%. The biggest share is AWS, somewhere 30 plus. Okay. Now there is a crisis of these engineers, right? There is a crisis, there is a real crisis. Okay. There might be DevOps engineers with on-prem experiences but not enough cloud experiences, so you are unable to help your client to make some form of, to help your client with regards to cloud operations, right? Then you have less job possibilities. You have DevOps experience, but you are unable to get a job as a in a client where they're working with AWS, right? Amazon or GCP or Azure. So all these you need to little bit be careful about what you are focusing on, and are you focusing on something solid which will give you a job and which will allow you to live better life. So you have to use that due diligence to identify that. I hope I have answered your question, Onik, Monajat, Sofian. Okay, all right. So we have a couple of more minutes for today's, today's episode. As I said, this will be a weekly episode. Throughout the week, you can send your question to us. Definitely we will take time and we will come back on the live and we will answer those questions, so that it helps wider community, wider members. There are many other people those may come back later on and listen those answers, and also your feedback is important. As not all the statements of mine will be 100% correct, or maybe not everyone will be happy with my statement. That's normal, as because I do have my own way of seeing the career, right? I do have my own way of building the curriculum. So over 2 years I have built AWS curriculum, which I have very much confidence on teaching people, right? And I have my reasons of my curriculum, right? So any opinion I give, this is absolutely my opinion. Okay, absolutely my opinion. If you have confusion and you want to seek clarification of my of my statements, please feel free to comment, text me, or email us. Definitely we'll get back, try to clarify the statement we are making here, right? That's the only way we can mitigate, we can help you out to get better information. So okay, Onik, thank you. What is so how much cloud knowledge does involve in DevOps engineering course? Um, Thank you. So is this like I think you are asking about our program. Is this, am I correct, Onik? Let us assume that you are asking about our program. It's slightly, I will get slight delay of your comment, but I let me assume that how much cloud knowledge does involve in DevOps engineering course. So let us talk from our perspective, because we can only talk about ourselves. The program we have designed, or we have been advocating for quite a long time, which has reached in its maturity level, I would say, with lots of trial and error. How much cloud knowledge does involve, right? So our program is heavily on Amazon Web Services. I myself a strong advocate of Amazon Web Services, as because I work with Amazon. I work with the clients. I work with clients those who are cloud native and those who are working within Amazon Web Services. That's my specialty. That's my area field where I work. So the program is designed in such a way to give someone enough ability to claim at least a role which will say this is a AWS DevOps engineer role. That means you have a very detailed hands-on expertise on Amazon Web Services, right? So if you ask me that how much, maybe the 90% of the program will be within AWS. So we uses AWS services, sub services related to DevOps, because DevOps is a tiny part within entire cloud services. You need to understand this one very well. The When we talk about AWS DevOps, right? It is not only CI/CD, okay? It is not only CI/CD. There are many other things to focus, right? There are many other foundational knowledge you need to learn if you want to explore more than 200 services within AWS in coming future, right? So educating you on dealing with each services is not possible for any program by 7 months, right? Even I don't know all the services. My company or my clients does not treat all the services. So we know the required services for you to get a good paying job, for you to start your career in a solid way, so that you can explore any services in coming days, right? So we say you need to have a foundational knowledge on cloud, then you need to explore many other services which is maybe directly related with DevOps, also other sub services or other base services, right? Means widely used services, in other words, right? So we are heavily focused on 90% of our program goes with Amazon Web Services. I would say more than 90%, 95%. So in that case, you will be you will live in cloud, you will sleep in cloud, you will eat in cloud. The amount of work you have to do during the program is too much, little bit too much, I would say. If you get chance to talk with any of our current students, those who just finished their DevOps program, you will get to know a little bit more. And if you take some chance to get to know our trials and things like that, you will have better idea that how much we really go over that stuff. It is hard for me to actually explain, but I hope you have the answer. Right? So just it's not about us. Try to understand it this way, okay? We are trying to build a good enough Amazon Web Services engineers. That's our mission and vision with regards to this program. Not only engineers, those who will get a job, but also engineers, those who will grow in their career. Okay? We look forward after a few months and years. Our candidates will come back and they will let us know their success stories in their field. I have a self-made AWS. I am a self-made AWS DevOps engineers. I made my transformation to this from QA engineering by myself and by my own effort. Okay. I started working. That was definitely a good thing for me that I started working with a company, as I wanted to work with a company, those who will be working only within Amazon Web Services. That was my focus. I don't believe in getting expertise in 4 clouds in one time. I don't think so. This is something achievable by 4 months or 5 months or 6 months. It is not achievable by me, or it is not achievable by my curriculum, the curriculum I have built over the time, right? So I have focused on that area of expertise. So AWS DevOps engineering role can lead you towards cloud engineering role as well. How? Because cloud engineering role will look for more programming expertise than a DevOps engineering role in many cases. In that case, if you are someone having because you will be taught programming during the course, but again, that will not be enough to claim cloud engineering role if you do not spend little more time over automation and programmings, right? But again, you will have good enough opportunities to claim yourself either AWS DevOps engineer or DevOps engineer role or DevOps automation engineer role heavily relied on AWS, nor cloud engineering role, right? So again, it's not about our course. It's not about our course. It's gaining a solid career path, right? It is serious, because when you enter into a client and they hire you as an Amazon Web Services engineer, they hand over to you some critical components of them over time, right? If you are not someone having enough knowledge, you will never be able to deal with them properly, and you will end up with losing job maybe, right? I don't mind losing job if you lose job, but I mind if you lose job because you don't know how to do it. That's the problem, right? So that's the serious problem. So you have to invest your time at least this time, because if we are saying that if you invest, if you are a fresher, you invest 7 months, we can at, if you are a standard fresher who goes through our eligibility process and we enroll you in our program, we expect you to finish your program by 7 months and you get a solid career path. If you are someone having maybe QA background or some other background and you really want to, step into Amazon Web Services or AWS DevOps engineering or cloud engineering, for you maybe 4 to 5 months is okay if you can invest enough time, and you should be end up with another solid track, right? So investing time, learning things, and learning real knowledge is important. Real knowledge, not the knowledge in the book, not the knowledge just like I know it, I can do it. More importantly, knowledge you can really implement. So thank you, Onik, for your question. Okay, all right. I think we are little over 30 minutes. Um, so last thing for this week, I would like to give you a few things I would like to announce here. Based on your question, we will reach out to you. If we find your question is good, you will be getting one gift. We'll be sending our Izaan school t-shirt to your home. So we will reach out to you through email or through your chat box, whatever means we have, and then we will ship you our gift to you. So feel free to ask us questions throughout the week, so that we can come back on Saturday and talk to you about those questions, right? And feel free to visit our website izanschool.com, get to know our curriculums. If you are nearby in Plano, Texas, come visit our campus. We are located in 6600 Chase Oak Boulevard, which is beside Highway 75. We are in a very nice corporate building hub. Besides my office is actually Samsung building, and then there are TCS office in the same premise. So it's a really good place for you to come in and talk to us. We also have a weekly meetup on site, which is on Thursday 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. CST Central Time, Texas time in other word. So feel free to pass this message to your friends, family members, or anyone who might want to explore. Remember, this is your career and this is your family who is related to your career. If we can help you out to build a better career, we are going to help out one family. So this is what the philosophy behind our hard work. We do business, we can make money definitely if we can help you out, right? So it's important that you understand our level of dedication with regards to taking care of an individual candidate. And also you need to understand you should have you have enough responsibility in order to make it true. It's not one man army, it's not one man show, it's not only us, it's an entire teamwork, right? We help you to grow and you help yourself to grow by learning and by listening, by taking our instructions all the way along until you land in your desired job. So having said all that, have a good rest of the evening and thank you for listening. Please share and pass it on. We greatly appreciate your time. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.